Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lala and today I'll be showing you guys how to make Rasta pasta. Yes, I'm finally doing this recipe, you guys. I think it went viral like 2 years ago. I'm just saying, it's been a long time. Anyways, I'm finally doing it, so let's get into it. By the way, if you have subscribed already, thank you so much for subscribing and watching my videos. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel, and I hope you guys subscribe and I hope you guys keep coming back for more because I have so much recipes up my sleeve. So let's start this video and let's get into this food. Okay you guys, so I'll be turning my heat onto medium, and then I'll be adding some olive oil to my skillet. Not too much, about maybe like 1.5 to 2 tablespoons. Okay, and now that my oil has been heated up, I'm adding about a pound of shrimp. These are cooked shrimp, so I don't have to do much to them, just to give them a little bit of flavor and so on. This part is actually optional for vegetarians. You don't have to do this part, especially if you don't eat seafood. But I'll be doing shrimp and crab in mine. So yeah, you could definitely skip this step and move on to the next part, which will be all vegetables. Okay, so to this I'm gonna be adding 1 tablespoon of jerk seasoning. I'm using the hot version. You can use the mild or use less if you prefer. I would say less because it was really spicy, y'all. It was so spicy. Okay, so I'm gonna be giving that a good stir to combine that. Alright, so now that's combined, I'm going to cover my pot and let that simmer for about a couple of minutes. Not too long because remember these are cooked shrimp, so you know. So I think I did about 5 minutes here. And now I'll be adding my crab meat. Yeah, so I'll just be like breaking these up into chunks. They don't have to be too small. It all depends on you actually, so I'm just gonna break mine up in large chunks. Okay, so give that a quick stir to combine. Okay, and when that's done, you're gonna cover your pot again and leave it for 2 minutes. I would say 1.5. I did it for 2 minutes and my crab got stuck to the bottom a little bit. Sorry about the steam. My camera is like very close to the stove. So I'm just gonna be putting it into a container and yeah, putting it to the side and then move on to my next step, which are my vegetables. Okay. Now to move on to our next step, I'm just gonna rinse my skillet out and then I'm gonna set it back on the heat and pour another 2 tablespoons of olive oil in the pan. Okay, so here I have 2 whole bell peppers. I have the red and the yellow, and like a half an onion, or you could use a small onion. and I've cut them up into pieces, and then I'm just gonna add them to my pot now that my oil is ready. Okay, and give that a nice stir as well. So we're basically sauteing these vegetables, okay? Alright, I'm gonna just turn my heat down a little bit because I don't want these to burn or cook up too fast. So I'm gonna just cover my pot and then let them steam for about 5 minutes. Okay, in the meantime, I'm gonna be washing my garlic. After my 5 minutes, I'm gonna be adding my garlic. You could chop these, but I rather using the press for this. Okay, give that a good stir to combine. Alright, cover that for another 2 minutes. In the meantime, I'll be cutting up my tomato. I have a whole tomato here, so I'll be giving it a rinse and cutting it up. When my 2 minutes has elapsed, I will add my chopped tomatoes in. Give that a stir to combine. Alright, cover that for another 5 minutes. And then actually I'm gonna be adding another tablespoon of the jerk seasoning to this. Like I said, you can adjust this if you want, because it was really spicy for me at the end. But I mean, if you're not gonna do the shrimp and the crab section, then I guess this one is fine. This amount is fine. Okay, and just give her cover that, and then after a little while, after another 5 minutes actually, I'm gonna be adding 1 cup of coconut milk to this. And just give that a stir to get that all coated in the vegetables and stuff, and then cover it, and we're gonna let this simmer for 5 minutes. In the meantime, you guys, I'll be cooking my pasta, and I'm using a penne rigata or penne rigatto or whatever they call it. I'm using pasta. You don't have to use the same one I'm using. You can use any one you choose. So after a little time, I'm just gonna stir this to check on it. I'm gonna be adding 1 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. Give that a stir in. This is all depending on your taste. You could add more if you like, because I did find that this was a little bit watery for me, so I did add some homemade Alfredo sauce, which tastes so good. Yeah, to thicken it up a little bit, but you'll see that in a few minutes when I start adding it, because this was just too watery for me. Alright, cover that and let it simmer for a bit. Okay. Okay. This is where I noticed that it was a little bit too liquidy for me. I don't want a soup. So I'm gonna be adding some of my homemade Alfredo sauce. I'm gonna start off with a 1/4 cup. Okay. This is all dependent on you guys. If you like it watery, then hey, by all means, keep it as is. But I like a thicker sauce than this. Just my preference. So I'm just gonna stir that in to combine. At this point also you could add your crab and your shrimp to this to simmer down together, but I'm just gonna use mine as a topping. Okay, so I'm gonna cover that again, turn my heat up a little bit because I wanted that sauce to be thick, y'all, but it wasn't getting thick. So yeah, I came back again after a little time. It might seem that I'm just covering the pot and taking it off, but I'm not. I'm actually pausing and then after a few minutes I start again. So now I'm gonna be adding another 1/4 cup of my sauce. I'm just adding a heaping 1/4 cup, not exactly 1/4 cup. So because I wanted my sauce to be a little bit thick. But I decided that's all I'm gonna be putting in there. I don't want to overdo it. And what I realized after it was done and I mixed it in with the pasta and everything, it actually, after it cooled down a bit, it actually got a bit thicker. So, you know, don't overdo it at this point. Still liquidy to me and I wasn't too happy about it, but I didn't want to put any more sauce in there, so I left it as is, and I'm glad I did. So I let it simmer down for a little bit. Okay, and now my pasta is ready, so I'm gonna mix everything together. I'm not gonna turn my heat off yet. I'm just gonna mix everything in together, stir it in. It's still a little bit liquidy, so I kept my heat on just to get that water level down a little bit. Well, it's not water, it's coconut milk, to go down a little bit more. So I'm gonna cover that. I think I gave this about another 5 minutes, not too long, because I didn't want to I didn't want all my liquid to go out of my pot, right? So I just gave about 5 minutes. Give it a quick stir. All right, and then I'm gonna turn my heat off. So now I'm gonna be plating it so you guys could see how it looks when it's done. So now I'm just gonna be topping this with my crab and my shrimp. I am not the best plater, you guys, but boy can I cook. I'm just saying. Not to toot my own horn, but my plating style is not the greatest. but the taste effect is good. So yeah, I'm just gonna be topping this with some parsley just to give it a little flair. Not too much, not to overdo it. All right, and there you go, you guys. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Look at that. I turned the light on so you guys could actually see what it looks like, because the other light was not giving it justice. But look at that. Beautiful, delicious, and just makes you hungry just looking at it. Oh wow, look at that. Wouldn't you guys eat that? Wouldn't you guys make that? I sure hope you do, because it really tastes good. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you return to see the next one. So thank you so much and have a good day.